Hi, hello and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto and our journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the opening round of the 1966 season, the Monaco Grand Prix. But before we begin, I would like, as always, to thank you for your support. It really means a lot to me. And none of this would have any meaning if there was no one watching these videos. The channel is still small and it will probably never be very big, but that's okay. As long as there will be someone to watch these videos, I will continue to make them. I would also like to thank those of you who took part in the straw poll. It's always fun to see the votes come in and see which teams you guys like most. And with that incredibly awkward segue, let's have a look at the poll results. There were a total of 71 votes, a pretty good number, although slightly smaller than last time. Anyway, let's break down the results and see which team did you guys feel was the best fit for Andy this season. Team Chamaco Collect, DW Racing Enterprises, Owen Racing Organization and Rec Parnell Racing haven't received a single vote. David Bridges, J.A. Pierce Engineering, Guy Ligier and RRC Walker Racing Team each received 1 vote. Shannon Racing Cars, Anglo-Swiss Racing and Bernard White Racing had 2 votes each. Honda R&D Company and Team Lotus had 4 votes each. Anglo-American Racers and Brabham Racing Organization received 6 votes each. 8 people voted for Ferrari, making them the third most popular choice. Cooper Car Company received 10 votes, making them the second most popular team. But the clear winner was Bruce McLaren Motor Racing with 23 votes. Once again, thank you to all who took part in the straw poll, and thank you to everyone else as well. The fact that anyone would even want to watch my content is quite still baffling to me, but I do appreciate the support. With that said, let's have a look at what happened in the real 1966 Formula 1 season. It started on the 1st of January, it ended on the 23rd of October. It was comprised of 13 races in total, out of which 9 were part of the World Championship, whilst the remaining 4 were non-championship events. Jack Brabham won the 1966 driver's title by winning 4 of the 9 races and scoring a total of 42 points, or 45 if we are to take into consideration the dropped points. John Surtees finished the season in second, winning 2 races and scoring 28 points, and third place went to Austrian Jochen Rindt, who hasn't won a single race during the course of the season but scored 22 points or 24 with the drop point. So that's what happened in the Drivers' Championship. Now let's have a quick look at the Constructors' Championship as well. It was won by Brabham Repco, who had 4 victories and scored 42 points or 49 with the drop point. Ferrari came in second with 2 victories and 31 points, 32 if we count the drop point. And Cooper Maserati took third. They only won 1 race but scored 30 points in total. Well, 35 with the drop points. So that was a very brief look at the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. Next, let's talk a little bit about the changes that were brought in this season. As you may know, in 1961, the engines of an F1 car was limited to 1.5 liters unsupercharged engines, a very controversial change that was met with a lot of backlash from both drivers and fans alike. However, in 1966, the 3-liter unsupercharged engines and the 1.5-liter supercharged engines saw a return. This was dubbed the return to power, and there were more than a handful of people that were very happy about this change. Another big change brought about in 1966 was the 90% race distance rule, which stated that a driver had to complete at least 90% of race distance to be classified as a finisher. In the interest of simplicity, however, we've observed this rule from the very beginning in 1950. But in real life it was only implemented in 1966. Race distances were also reduced from the previous 500 kilometers to 400 kilometers, and that's kind of it for the rule changes. There were some smaller changes as well, but they don't really affect us directly, so there's no real point in mentioning them here. There were also a couple of memorable events that took place this season, first of which was Jackie Stewart's horrific crash at the Belgian Grand Prix. This has prompted him to become a strong safety advocate, and although he wouldn't succeed until the early 70s, he was determined to improve safety, not just in Formula 1 but in motor racing in general. And 1966 also claimed the life of John Taylor after a horrible crash during the German Grand Prix with Belgian Jackie X. And on that rather somber note, let's have a look at the opening round of the 1966 Formula 1 season, the Monaco Grand Prix. It was held on the 22nd of May, it had 16 entries, all of them took part in the race, with 12 ending up retiring, meaning only 4 people crossed the finish line, the fewest in history. Anyway, the race consisted of 100 laps completed in 2 hours, 33 minutes and 10 seconds. Jim Clark started the race from pole but retired on lap 60 with a broken suspension. John Sturdy started from second and retired on lap 16 after his transmission broke. Stewart was third on the grid, Graham Hill 4th, Bandini 5th, and Danny Holmes started the race from 6th but retired on lap 15 with a transmission problem as well. After an impressive drive, Jackie Stewart, who started from 4th, won the Monaco Grand Prix. Bandini came home in 2nd, 40.2 seconds after Stewart. He started from 5th. And Graham Hill gained 1 position to finish 3rd. He was 1 lap down. And Bob Bondurant was the last person to finish the race. He started from 16th and ended up in 4th and was 5 laps adrift. 5th and 6th were Richie Ginster, who retired on lap 80 thanks to a transmission failure, as such was unable to complete 90% of race distance, nor was Guy Ligier, who was 25 laps behind, and despite the fact that they weren't classified, I thought I should still mention them. And the fastest man of the race was Lorenzo Bandini, who posted a time of 1 minute 29.8 seconds. Greetings from the fabulous Monaco street circuit, where a lap starts off with a long run into turn 1, a fast right-hander that goes up the hill and into Massenet, a medium-speed left-hander, which feeds immediately into the Casino corner, a medium-speed right-hander, with a nasty bump on the exit. From here we go down the hill and into Mirabeau, a slow right-hander, and we continue down the hill into the station hairpin, one of the most iconic corners in Formula 1. Portier is next, a slow right-hander that leads into the tunnel, a unique feature only found on this circuit. Shortly after exiting the tunnel we come into the Port Chicane, by far the most dangerous corner on the track. Next is Tabac, a medium-speed left-hander, and after a quick sprint we make our way into Gazometra, the final corner of the track, a tight 180-degree right-hand hairpin that brings us around onto the main straight, and that is a lap around the Monaco street circuit. And here we are in qualifying for the Monaco Grand Prix. Well, not really qualifying. As you can see, we are going very fast. I just wanted to show you how quickly the AI is moving around here in qualifying. I'm not quite sure who the person in front of us is, but everyone is going about at this speed, which is kind of almost like you know, the speed limit in cities. So yeah, anyway, here we have the previous Monaco Grand Prix winners. We haven't won here since 1960. Hopefully things will change today. Maybe not. Hint hint. Anyway, we have Jochen Rindt starting from pole with John Taylor in 2nd, Joe Siffert 3rd, Denny Holm 4th, 5th is Joe Bonnier and Ludovico Scarfiotti rounding off the top 6. Next we have Bob Anderson in 7th, Ronnie Bucknam is 8th, followed by Phil Hill in 9th, Mike Parks is 10th, then in 11th we have John Surtees, followed by Richie Ginther in 12th, Bob Bondurant is 13th, 14th is Jack Brabham, 15th is Guy Ligier, 16th is Innes Ireland, 17th is Gekir Russo, Moses Solana 18th, 19th is Trevor Taylor, 20th Jackie Stewart, Jim Clark 21st, Mike Spence 22nd, Graham Hill 23rd, 24th is Dan Gurney, 25th Lorenzo Bandini, 26th Chris Irwin, 27th Chris Lawrence, Peter Arundel 28th, 29th Giancarlo Baghetti, 30th Chris Amon, 41st Pedro Rodriguez and Andy Higgs starting from 32nd. So that is the grid lineup. We are starting from last because, well, you saw how quickly the AI was moving, and I thought it would be kind of cheating if I were to, you know, put in the qualifying lap. And we are off. Someone was dozing off there. I nearly crashed into them, but we are on our way now and racing towards turn 1, chasing after Pedro Rodriguez, and everyone slows down. Here one of the Lotuses crashes into the wall for no freaking reason as we now move up the hill through San Devot, and we are now in 26th, so, or 27th, as Graham Hill immediately overtakes us as we now take a look at a replay of the start of the race here. Once again, I crashed into whoever was in 30th there. They decided they didn't want to go just yet, so I wasn't expecting that as we now come through San Devot, and we once again saw that Lotus crashing into the well, anyway, we moved to the end of the lap where Jochen Rindt came around to set the fastest lap of the race already on lap 1. That's quite interesting, and from here on out I think I'm going to let the video explain itself. I'm not going to commentate anymore because I think the video does a pretty good job of it. So without further ado, cue the music. No, I mean it. I'm really not going to make any commentary. I'm going to leave it up to the video to do it. This is pretty much starting to tick me off. Hey. What on earth even happened there? Why is his head stuck outside of the car? That'll do it. Perfect. Yep, there's still more. And it's still going. And going. Actually, that's quite impressive. That really is impressive. And it's still going. What, you thought this was over? Nah, not in a million years. There's still more of it. So those were about 25 to 26 people in just 5 laps. Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? Anyway, we now move on to lap 8 and we just overtook Bob Anderson, who was very slow going through Sandevot there. Now we move on to lap 11 as we caught up to Joe Bonnier coming down into the station hairpin. Going around the outside there, very easily overtake him because he's going like 20 kilometers per hour through that corner for whatever reason. We now move on to lap 14. We are just behind Jokkan Rindt and we might be able to overtake him very soon as we take a look at a replay of Chris Irwin coming around to do whatever the rest of the AI did up until now. We now move on to lap 15, or rather we just started lap 15. I don't know why, but we start on this side of the track, but the start finish line is actually still on the other side of the where it used to be. Anyway, we managed to take the lead of the race. We are pulling away. We are now on lap 19. Jokkan Rindt is now 25 seconds behind us, and here's a replay of Joe Bonnier for whatever reason turning into the hairpin way too early and destroying his car, pulling to the side, and I'm guessing he's retiring, whatever. Yeah, this was actually very frustrating, especially when I got to start to record and saw how dumb the AI was being. Anyway, we move on to lap 21, and for some reason my suspension started feeling very weird. I tried to slow down, that kind of caused the car to slide. Going to a slide, I lost control and well, my car then kind of warped through the wall there. Again, I tried to stop it, I tried to get it back, but it didn't really work the way I wanted it. So that was the end of our race, and here is a replay of Jokkan Rindt on lap 24, coming around once again, turning in too early into the hairpin. For whatever reason, he pulls to the side and he's out of the race. He was actually in the lead of the race at this point, but whatever. As we now move on to the final lap of the race, we see Bob Anderson here coming around to win the Monaco Grand Prix. He's the only one who finished the race, so congratulations to him, I guess. And of course he would drive off the circuit immediately. Anyway, here are the retirements. Everyone, 31 of the 32 starters have retired from this race, so that was an absolutely fantastic race. The best race that has ever graced the pages of YouTube for sure. I'm almost certain that there will never be a Formula 1 race as good as this one. Sarcasm aside, let's move on. And here are the career statistics. This was Andy's 142nd Grand Prix. His best start is from first, has 15 pole positions, has set 26 fastest laps. His best finishes in first, has completed 94 races, 73 of them in the points, has won 42 Grand Prix, 4 at the Indianapolis 500, 6 in Monaco, has 8 championships under his belt, has scored a total of 498 points, has retired 48 times, has experienced 3,070 out of 3,765 laps, has 7 bronze trophies, 16 silver trophies, 42 gold trophies, and as an extension, 42 podiums. And here's a quick look at the championship standings. Obviously, Bob Anderson was the only one to finish the race, so he's the only one to score points. Congratulations to him for managing to somehow finish the race. That's pretty much it for the drivers. Let's move on to the constructors now. And here we have DW Racing Enterprises, once again the only team to finish the race, so congratulations to them for somehow managing to do that. So that was the absolutely fantastic Monaco Grand Prix, the best there's ever been. I don't think we'll ever be able to top this one, but we will try. We will definitely try. Anyway, our next race is the Belgian Grand Prix. Hopefully things will go a little bit better there. Or, you know, we could have the entire field retire again because, hey, why the hell not, right? Oh man, this was very frustrating for me, especially recording the replays. I really felt like punching walls. I was so freaking annoyed at how dumb the AI was in this race. And that's not the worst part of it. The worst part of it is that I knew that even if I were to restart the entire race from the very beginning, the result would have been very similar, if not even worse. So, yeah, whatever. That was the Monaco Grand Prix, and that is the end of this video. Obviously, you can already vote for next season's team, so make sure to check the link in the description, which will take you to the straw poll where you can do so. And yeah, that really is it. Not much more to say about any of this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.